Don't get your wig split. Checking niggas off my hit list. From the trenches where the young boys are senseless. Yeah, did two in the cell. Fake friends scheming, but I stay true to myself. Keep playing. You gon' see what I'm about in a second. Getting to the bag where I'm counting my blessings. I'ma eat when that meal come. Double when the deal come. Still in these streets, even though I lost some real ones. Got it out the mud like a worm, nigga. Live and you learn, nigga. Trust to get you burned, nigga.
Good evening and welcome back to another episode of American Felon TV. I'm your host, James Pitt, and today I got something great for y'all, something new. It's a special episode. It's called My Love Sentence, and I got a special guest on to talk about her challenges of what it's like dating or being married to someone incarcerated. So without further ado, I'm going to turn the show over to her, let her introduce herself, and tell you a little bit about who she is and what she got going on.
Hey, I'm Stephanie Garner Navarrete. I'm not technically married, but we are engaged. I don't need a piece of paper to say he's my husband. He's my husband in my heart, so that's all that matters.
Absolutely.
So I always call him my husband. My husband has been in since he was 24 years old. He was convicted of murder for being present, for not reporting the crime. He's been in 23 years this July.
Okay. You said for being present. That's tough. So he got locked up for not snitching, basically.
Well, he was there when the crime, he was in the Army, and they had been less than 48 hours back from Iraq, fighting in the 2003 invasion of Iraq. And they went out for a guy's night out. Things got out of hand. One of the guys stabbed one of the other ones, and none of them told. There was 5 total, in counting the victim, and none of them told. But my husband did not take a plea deal, so he received life. He got the same exact sentence as the actual one that done the murder.
Wow. What did everybody else get? Do you recall?
The 2 of the other ones took plea deals. One of them got 5 years on paper. One of them got 20 years, and he got out in 2023.
Okay, so let's take it back. Where did you grow up at?
I actually grew up in Warner Robins, Georgia. I grew up there and then moved further south with my family.
Okay. How was it like in Georgia?
Well, that's where we're at. We're in Georgia. Georgia's finest.
Oh, okay. So you stayed in the state. Oh, okay.
I have. I was born in Texas, and I was actually born a military brat. So, and then my mama, she moved to Georgia, and that's where we've been ever since.
Okay. So when did you meet your current fiance?
We only met a few years ago. It was just acquaintances to start off with, and I learned of his case, and it was nothing more than just helping him get attorneys' numbers, talking, and just going out and seeing what I could do in regards to help him. And then as we got to talking, things started progressing, and that's how we got together.
Okay. So how long has it been since y'all been dating now?
We've been engaged since May.
Since this 2024 May?
May 24, yes.
Oh wow, that's the month I came on.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, so it's almost a year. It's almost a year.
Yeah.
For both of us. That's great. Anytime, any plans to tie the knot soon?
My husband has said, because he's been in, like I said, since he's 24, so he's given the system, they've taken all his life. He doesn't want to give them that special day. Mm-hmm. So we've decided to wait till he comes home. If he never gets to come home, then we'll never be legally married. But, like I said, who needs that piece of paper to say we're married?
Married, yeah, absolutely. As long as you know it's in your heart.
Exactly.
So during this period of time that y'all got together, or since you've known him, you said helping him find his lawyers, get lawyers' numbers. How's the case looking, for the appeal? Is there one going on?
I actually did a reduction of sentence, a motion for reduction of sentence, and it went to court actually January 17th. The judge, he denied it, but I'm in the process now of trying to appeal that.
Mhm.
And then after that, the next time would be his parole hearing. He's got another parole hearing in December. So if this doesn't work out, then we're just going to pray that the parole board sees and does what they need to do, does their job.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So what are some of the challenges that you face just being in a love sentence with somebody that's incarcerated?
Well, whenever I first got into this, when his and I relationship started progressing, I told, he asked me about, us being together. We talked about it. And I told him, I said, being his best friend, I could do for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
But I wanted to make sure that I could commit to more and that I wasn't going to be just another memory, somebody that walked away because he's been disappointed so much by other people. So I told him, I said, give me a few days to think about it. I said, because if I go all in this, I'm going all in. That means it doesn't matter if you're in there another 100 years, I'm going to stand by you.
As you
And I'm
should.
going to be faithful and committed and loyal to you.
Mhm.
So I took a few days and I thought about it. And I told him, I said, I'm in. And he says, in? I said, I'm in. And so that's where we've been at ever since. And like I told him, it doesn't matter if it's another a year, 10 years, 100 years, I'm in this.
As you
I'll
should.
do what I've got to do. And the challenges, a lot of people would think it's the physical not being here, but it's really not. The challenge is just seeing him sitting there whenever I know he doesn't deserve that.
Mhm. Yeah, I understand. I understand. Like I said, I served 12 years, so I've been on the inside. So, have you how's your visiting? Do y'all get to visit each other frequently? Do you get to visit him frequently?
We're working on that. The prison system I don't know where you was in prison at, but in Georgia, they make it hard. You got to jump through this hoop and that hoop to visit, to talk, and it's just like the parole board. They keep setting them back, keep setting them back.
Mhm. Damn, that's crazy. Yeah, I'm in New York actually, so we
Okay.
got yeah. So our system is much different. What is it? Is it physical contact visits or is it like in screen, like on the screen, virtual visits? Do you even know?
Screen virtual. It's virtual.
It's
Yes.
virtual, no contact visits at all.
No.
Is he in the state or is it feds?
He's in the state. He's in the state. He just actually got back to the state because he had been over at the county where he was first arrested at and
Hmm.
sentenced at. Because like I said, I just filed that motion.
Okay, okay, okay. You said you're waiting on the response, right? And when is that supposed to be in?
When is what now? I couldn't
The
understand.
response for you filed the motion. When is that supposed to be heard?
Oh, we've already done that. It was January 17th. We went to court on that. So
Yeah.
I'm in the process of appealing that because the judge denied it.
Okay, okay. And how long would that appeal process take?
We have 30 days to get it appealed. So I've got a few more weeks here and I'm working on it to get it to the appellate court.
Okay. Is it a three-tier system in Georgia too? Is it
Yes. Yes.
for the criminal system?
Exactly.
Okay, okay. That's nice. That's nice. At least there's another possibility. But he goes in the parole board, you said in December.
In December. Yes.
And what what parole is this? This is the second, third? What
This is
time is
his
it?
third.
Third time going there?
That's his third.
So what are the reasons that they're denying him?
They said not enough time, but I don't know if you know too much about the Georgia law. The 14-year sentence, he was arrested when he was convicted. It was during the time that if a lifer had to serve 14. Now it's actually 30.
Right.
But I mean, they keep saying not enough time, so we're gonna see about this time since it's been 3 years since.
Hmm. Wow. So they could just keep denying you. The only good thing about New York is that they can't deny you on the same for the same reason over and over again. They changed that. So that's
Okay.
something. Yeah. So they could keep denying them. It's not enough time. It's not enough time. How much time does a person need to actually change? You know.
Exactly. And like I said, I mean, he was 24 years old, and that's the way they look at it. Well, you didn't report the crime. I mean, come on, you're sitting there with somebody you just come back from war, fighting in war. You come back from seeing all that, and then you're on a guy's night out, and then that happens. I mean, who is gonna? And in the military, you're taught to have your brother's back.
Yes.
I mean, that was his brother. Both of them were. So, he was stuck in the middle there. And, just like he says, actually, I've just released a paper from Georgia Speaks, helped me do a paper. And it's telling about the crime that night. And my husband said, when asked, what would you do different? He says, I would die with Richard. I
Mm.
would die defending him. So, and I mean, between the war and then going straight into the prison system, because he went from war straight into the prison system. And I mean, he's changed a lot, a lot.
But tell me about him though. What was his upbringing like? You said he was a military brat too as well?
No, he was not. His mama raised him by herself. Um, they were not, they were a poor family, and he went into the military to try. He was gonna, he wanted to support his mama. His mama's now just turned last week 79 years old,
Mm.
and that's what he went into the military for, was to take care of his mama, to give back to his mama that had taken care of him all those years.
Okay, so when did he does what year did he you said 04 he was in the Iraq war, Afghanistan war, right?
2003 is whenever the invasion of Iraq was, and he was over there. And then in 2003 is when he come back, and whenever
So,
everything happened, he's been incarcerated since 2003.
oh, so he was only deployed for like a year, some change.
Yeah, he was only deployed like I think 9 months.
A month. And then to come back and then immediately go
Within
from one, disciplinary, organization to a extreme like prison, like,
exactly,
crazy.
exactly.
Did he ever mention some of the stuff that he's seen? Did he come back with PTSD? Do you know? Like,
He's got PTSD really bad, and I mean, of course, he come back from Iraq with PTSD. But now it's like it's way worse because of, like, just like he says, he's seen more murders in prison than he did while he was over there fighting in Iraq.
wow, that was just about the next thing I was about to ask you. Like, what are some of the things he's experiencing in prison? Was it, I mean, since he's been in both the military and he could, probably compare like, well, but more murders in prison than the military in war?
Exactly. And I mean, I don't know how much you know about Georgia prisons, but Georgia's the top rated with the top number of murders. Um,
Yeah, and a lot corrupt. I mean, what I know most about Georgia is that the COs, they're corrupt. They're corrupt they're crazy corrupt.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. So
Just in the month of January, I know there was over 30 something murders in the prisons.
wow, wow. Has he gotten into any altercations or incidents since he's been in there?
He has not been in any kind of trouble in over 15 years now.
I was about to say because 23 years, 24. That's like a long time not to just.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thank the good Lord above. He's kept his hand on him and kept him safe, because I mean, you never know what's going to pop off in there, what's going to happen, and he's not being, he's not being involved in it. He has seen it, but he hasn't had to be involved in it.
Mm. What are some of the programs he's involved in right now? Do they allow them to take programs, educational, academic,
He
vocational,
has
anything?
at different prisons he's been at, but this one here doesn't offer anything, and he's actually took everything that's been offered to him so far.
Can you
So
give me an
it's
example?
motivation for change, the Lifers program.
Okay.
Um, I mean, just like I said, any kind of core stuff that they offered or anything else. Um, he was going to school at the prison before with to get his degree in business,
Mhm.
but then they transferred him, so that stopped.
What was the reason for the transfer? Was it just a regular pack up that they do, or was it?
You never know with Georgia Department of Corrections.
I
You
mean, it's the
never.
same in New York. You could be, sleeping 3 o'clock in the morning. They'll wake you up, pack up. You're on the pack up. That's it.
Yeah,
Get
exactly.
on the van. Yeah. Yeah,
Mm.
that's crazy. That's crazy. So do y'all communicate regularly? Are y'all able to talk on the phones?
Yeah, I mean, we communicate through letters, the phone, whatever we can find, ways to do it. So yeah, I mean, we write a lot, so I mean, we keep that communication open.
Oh, so y'all don't have the tablet program?
No, they done away with the tablets. I mean, there's some of
Wait,
them still got them, but I mean, like they don't work anymore. And once they don't work, they quit. They're
wow.
not
When
going
did
to
they
do them.
stop doing the tablets down there?
Do what now?
When did they stop the tablet program?
Um, couple of maybe a year or 2 years ago,
Wow. What was the reasoning? They just
because the inmates were jailbreaking them. I mean, like come
yeah.
home.
Yeah, that's gonna happen regardless.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean,
Yeah.
that was their reason though.
Okay. So what are some of y'all plans? I know y'all been planning for your future when he comes home. What are some of the type of things y'all planning for?
Well, my husband, he has all kinds of plans. I mean, he's constantly, going on with his plans, and his thing is, I want to get out and I want to get me 2 or 3 jobs, and he wants to travel, and I'm like, where's this traveling gonna come in with these 2 or 3 jobs?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I mean, and things have changed so much since he's been out here, but I mean, whatever he wants to do when he gets out, if he wants to go to Paris, I mean, we're headed to Paris.
That's a
I mean,
fact.
that's just the
So
way it is. Whatever he wants to do, I mean, it's going to be all about him.
okay. So he's planning on coming to y'all gonna plan to live together and
Oh yeah, I mean, this is our home. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So, I mean, when you first got involved in the relationship, did your any family or close friends, how did they feel about it? Like, did you tell them what was they saying?
Well, I mean, I've some friends. I've lost some friends because they don't understand. And at first, my family was like, "You're really going to sit there and wait for life?" Yeah, I am. And I explained it all to them, and I told them, I said, "Listen, you can either." And I'm not one of these. What I want to do is what I'm going to do. I'm grown,
Yeah,
and I told him, I said, "Listen, you can either accept it and learn to love him and care about him, or you can get out of my life. Either way, he's staying." I mean, that's just the way it is. I am committing my life to him. And since then, like my mama, she loves him to death. My
hmm
mama was right there in court on January 17th and cried all the way home because they denied it. She said, "That's not fair. He don't deserve that." Um, I have a daughter that is now his daughter. He'll tell you right quick, like that's his daughter.
hmm
Um, and I mean, just they've all come around. The grandkids, they love him. I mean, it's we're just waiting on him to come here physically. He's here already.
Yeah, absolutely. That's all that matters, right?
I mean, he's here already, and anything that I do, No matter where I go, I'm always talking about him. I'm always, my husband this, my husband that. And, like our daughter even she'll say, Mom, I need to talk to Mario. And I'm like, well, you got to wait for him to call. So
That's what's up. That's what's up. Well, as long as mama love it, shit, that's all that really matters. Y'all opinions, they accept them.
exactly.
So, word, that's what's up. So, do you have any advice for anybody that's in a love sentence or that's looking to get involved with somebody that's incarcerated?
Well, I always tell people, because those incarcerated, man, woman, whatever, they're already going through enough.
Mm-hmm.
And especially if they have a long, lengthy sentence, don't get involved with them if you can't commit your life to them. Don't be another memory. Don't be a bad memory. Don't be somebody just to walk in their life, stay for a year or two, and then walk out. Don't do them like that. At the same time, there is some inmates that do women like that. I mean, it works both ways. But if they in there for a life sentence or, 20, 30 years, don't get involved with them if you can't stick it out with them. And when I say stick it out with them, I don't mean just be with them and just talk to them whenever they're free. I'm talking about be out here and be faithful to them like you're supposed to be.
Supposed to be, yeah.
Because, I mean, they don't need that constant worry on their mind. They don't need that, well, is she out there? Is he out there doing this or that? They don't need that. Be open, be I say, some people want to say, well, I expect honesty. No, I like transparency. Honesty is, I have to sit there and you have to ask me and me tell you. Transparency is, I'm going to go ahead and tell you.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, do not do that to them. If you cannot fully commit yourself and your life to them, don't do it. I mean, that means if he's able to call and he's having a bad day, I may have to take it all and sit there and smile and say, I know, baby, I love you. But that's what I have to do, because he's in that situation where he's putting up with so much turmoil and so much chaos. Whereas out here, I can kind of shut the world out. He can't shut people out.
Yeah. No, I definitely understand. Definitely understand. Well, listen, I definitely thank you for taking your time to join us for this special edition of American Felon TV. We wish you and Mario nothing but the best in your journey. Please keep us updated on what's going on with his parole, which is coming up, and your appeal, to be honest. But any last words?
Just take care of these inmates. I mean, they deserve love. I mean, and y'all, there's a bill coming up in Georgia. If you're in Georgia, it's called the S-25. We need to make sure that our legislators get that, because I mean that has to do with the parole. You can look me up on Facebook. It's Stephanie Jean Garner Navarrete, and you'll see about the bill on it. We need to push all this. And also my husband's story's on there. The full story's on there. You can read it, share it, post it. Y'all just keep the fight up. Don't give up hope.
That's it. Well, thank you, Stephanie. I definitely appreciate it. And I definitely hope you and Mario find what you're looking for, your success, your happy ending, because that's what it's all about, man. Prison is prison is not for anybody. I don't want you to know my enemy. And, hearing Mario's story, it makes remind you how precious life is, So thank you again.
Don't get your wig split.
Everybody
checking
watching,
niggas off my hit list. From the trenches where the
Peace
young
out.
boys are senseless.
Thank you.
Did two in the cell, fake friends scheming, but I stay true to myself. Keep playing. You gonna see what I'm about in a second. Getting to the bag while I'm counting my blessings.